Hi everyone, for this week's ride I am back at my local trails at Cannock Chase, and we're looking at the Follow the Dog Trail, which is the 6.7 mile red route, graded difficult, although I think personally it's the lower end of the red band. Now looking at this you might disagree, but I will tell you now that the first section here is probably one of the hardest. So first time out on Follow the Dog since they've done the work on it. I don't think they've done much on this section, but we'll see how it goes. So as I was saying, the first section straight out the car park at Birches Valley, and then the second section here, Stegosaurus, are probably the two most technically demanding sections on the entire route. And certainly if you can ride these two, you'll have no issues on following the rest of the Follow the Dog route. That said, if this does look a bit intimidating for you and you're just making the step up from a blue trail, then you can bypass these two sections by riding the blue Parish trail and then joining the red trail just at the end of this rock garden about here. So once you've gone through that, then it zigzags sort of through a bit of forestry, up a bit of a punchy little climb, and then into another one of the slightly newer sections. A few bumpy bits there, and then it's just weaving through the trees. Now I will say, for those of you who might be looking at them rocky bits and thinking, ooh, not sure where they're for me, there is nothing on this route that isn't rollable. So don't be overly intimidated. Obviously if you're wearing a helmet and pads and gloves, have a go at it. You'll probably surprise yourself. It might take you a few times to get it right. Okay, black feature here. I'm taking the red. Black one is just over the boardwalk over there. Yes, that used to be referred to as the Puddle of Doom. And I fell off it at one stage because there used to be a nice little 4-inch skinny over there, but that was many years ago. Now after you've come past the Puddle of Doom, you come onto this section here, which joins up with where the black bit ends, and it's just kind of a link section. It really does need a bit of work doing here to make this more interesting. It gets very muddy in the winter, and this section just runs parallel to the road, and there's a nice little twiddly bit at the end which I quite like for some reason I can't explain. But it does flow quite nicely, and sort of a bit uphill flow, I suppose, which is quite good on the e-bike, but I used to enjoy it on the manual as well. Okay, and this is Cardiac Hill, which is a bit of a challenge if you're not on an e-bike. It certainly gets the lungs working a bit on an e-bike, to be honest. Yeah, the Cardiac Hill is the bulk of the 500 feet climb on the route, and again it runs parallel at the start next to the blue route. There is a bit of a rest there, you saw on the left at the top there, so if you need to have a drink and get your breath back if you're on a manual bike. If you're not, then just carry on blasting through this bit, breeze the trees. It's just a link section, nothing too exciting on there, although I have seen deer run across here a few times, so just be switched on to the fact there is wildlife in this forest. So this is high voltage, especially one of the sections they've done some work on. We'll find out. Yeah, this is one of my favourite sections, and as I said there, they have done a bit of work on this, smoothed some of the braking bumps out, and you can get a fair turn of speed round here. And a little bit later on you'll see there's one or two little jumps there you can get a bit of air to. Just be aware that obviously if you are giving it some welly round here, there are some people who might be a bit slower than you. So be aware of that you don't want to go careering around a corner into the back of someone. Or if you do see someone going in there, you might want to wait for them. give them a bit of space so you can have some fun.
Ooh, that's new.
Yeah, see the little new bit there I picked up on. We just flow very nicely, this. Now as you get to the end of the high voltage section, you come to what they bill as the decision point, which is the point where you can decide to bear right and carry on follow the dog, or bear left and go down to the monkey trail. However, there is another decision. There's the jumps. There is another decision point a little bit further down that means you can do Uncle Albert and then back up the Devil's Staircase and still just do follow the dog. But bear that in mind. If you don't want to go down and back up.
Okay, Uncle Arthur.
Yeah, if you don't want to go down and back up, don't turn left down here and do Uncle Arthur, because you'll do this, go down the Devil's Staircase and then back up Kitback Hill, which, as you'll see shortly, is quite a steep climb.
Right, onto the Devil's Staircase. Again, they've done some work on this one, I believe. I'm not sure what they're supposed to have done, but there's a lot of braking bumps still.
Yes, I very much think they need to revisit those braking bumps, because they have done a bit of work, as I noticed just down here, but them braking bumps really need a bit of attention.
There you go. Oh, that's an improvement. Back up into Kitback Hill now.
Yeah, so as I went through there a bit there, that's the point where you go over the bridge to do the monkey trail, and if not, you climb back up here, or if you've done the monkey trail, you climb back up here afterwards. Quite a punchy climb up here, and then this point here you can see where the merge is, where if you'd have cut across and not done Uncle Arthur, that's where you'd have come out. So you still get to do some of the climb. So after that,
over the hill.
So over hill is a nice simple link section, but it's a bit of a rest after the climb and quite welcome.
Right, the bomb hole.
And then we come back into the bomb hole, which has had a lot of work done to it. Taken a lot of the braking bumps out and smoothed it off. Looks very different to how it used to a few years ago with no trees, but does flow quite nicely now.
Oh, that's scary. What put that there for?
Yes, you do need to be aware of there are a couple of bumps in odd places they've put in there, and yeah. So the next section has a couple of nice little uphill bits there on the bends, and they've taken the boardwalk out now on one of this. There is still one section left, but there the boardwalk has gone, and this flows reasonably well now. It's a shame they took the first bit of the boardwalk out, because although it wasn't difficult, it was a nice introduction to boardwalk for people and gets you used to riding over it. Still that little bit there. This is quite good fun here, weaving through the trees. You have got to be careful if you get a turn of speed up and start straight lining the bends, because I have clipped my handlebars a couple of times on these trees, and you'll see a few of them have got little cutouts where people have caught them with the handlebars and come off. So just after this climb here, you can split off left, and there's the Evil Slab, which gives this section its name on the left. You can just see it there. Then it takes you across the link across Takaroo, which is a handy campsite if you want to camp for the weekend over there.
Okay, so a chain slapper.
And then another one of my favourite bits here. This, as you can see, I like going quite quick down here. I'm not the fastest person in the world, but it does flow quite nicely. And this kind of is the start, if you like, of the last main third of the route, I would say, that leads you back down to Birches Valley. So as you cross over here, you need to be just a bit wary that in the wet, this has a lot of these big stones in that tend to get very slippy, sort of polished stones, and the whole of this section now, most of the way back, has these stones, so just be aware of them. If you've never rode on this surface before, take it easy your first time round, because it's a bit disconcerting when the tyres start slipping on the wet stones. And I've tried multiple different sets of tyres, they all seem to slip on it. I've never found one that's particularly grippy. So yeah, if you enjoy this content, by the way, please give us a thumbs up and hit the like button. It's really appreciated. It all helps the channel, and consider subscribing. Now as you come round this bit here, there's another split point with a black feature called the Werewolf Drop. It's nothing difficult, it's just a little bit of a drop off of about a foot between two trees. The main reason I don't take it is it's very tight on the handlebars and it doesn't seem to flow particularly well, I don't find. I find it much easier to miss it. There's the turn. And then we start sort of gathering speed now through the trees. It's a little bit more grippy than it was now, as we're moving away from them stony sections. Across this bit of a causeway and climb a bit, and then we're coming
into snake snadders.
Do like snake snadders. These can be a bit of a worry when you first ride it, but the easiest route is straight down the middle. A couple of little jumps on this section, as you can hear the Garmin recording them. And then it's just nice banked curves. There you go folks, just finished a lap of the dog. Lovely weather, out in the sunshine. First time I've ridden without a jacket on this year, so that's a start. Let's hope it's the start of many dry rides to come. So, hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.